Comunicar's External Review Board is a collegiate body whose fundamental role is to maintain these scientific journals' high standards of excellence. The review of manuscripts by international experts is the key to selecting those articles that will have the greatest impact on the scientific community. All the reviews that appear in Comunicar are based on the standardized international double-blind peer review system that ensures author and reviewer anonymity. Reviews are audited on the Spanish Foundation for Science and Technology's open source platform, which generates an average of 5 reports per manuscript accepted for review from both national and international reviewers. Comunicar's review board consists of a group of international experts in various subjects with no professional relation with the journal's editorial board of directors. Once a year, the journal publishes a full list of its reviewers on its official website. Reviewers selected to evaluate manuscripts for the journal match the following requirements. They have a thorough scientific knowledge of and academic experience with the subject of the manuscript. They are available to review the article. They have no conflict of interest, either by proximity or hostility towards the authors. They must agree to complete confidentiality with regard to the manuscript. As a peer reviewer, the task of the external reviewer is to provide a constructive, critical analysis of the manuscript content, to collaborate with the general editors and the subject editors in checking whether the work is of high scientific value and complies with these journal standards of excellence in order to be accepted and edited. The reviewer, when evaluating a manuscript, must always consider the following: aspects related to content, degree of interest the subject arouses, how up-to-date the sources are, interesting theoretical proposition, clarity in the presentation of objectives, adequacy of the methodological design, relevance of analytical procedures, relevance of discussion, results, and conclusions. Formal aspects of the manuscript, organization and structure. Each section is well balanced and appropriate. Writing and style. Presentation of tables and graphs. Bibliographical reference is adapted to APA 6 norms, ensuring that they match citations in the text. Reviewers must check that all manuscripts are structured in the following way. The title, summary, and keywords must accurately describe the content of the article. This is essential for search engines. The review of the literature must summarize the current state of the question under investigation by placing the work within the international context. In research articles, the author must state how data and sample were compiled and how the process and instruments were used. The results section must clearly state the author's findings. The discussion. The reviewers must evaluate the interpretation of the data obtained from the review of the literature and the data gathering. The conclusions will state the advances that the investigation proposes for its specific area of scientific knowledge. The reviewer must also decide if the figures and tables are relevant. The reviewer must thoroughly check the references, which will include the main recent international works on the subject. The reviewers for Comunicar must provide detailed, well-reasoned qualitative information and will score the manuscript in accordance with his or her assessment of the text, based on a point system that the editors use to compare the value of all works reviewed. Our journal is especially strict on the issues of plagiarism and fraud. Our reviewers actively collaborate in the detection of plagiarism and self-plagiarism by the prescriptive use of specific applications, both by the reviewers and the editors. If there is any suspicion that the results in the article are false or fraudulent, the manuscript will be rejected. The reviewer's comments must be respectful, constructive, and not be of a personal nature. The comments must contain information clearly and forcefully stated in relation to the article's deficiencies. The reviewer must explain and support his or her assessment of the text so that the editors and authors can follow the reasoning behind the comments. The reviewer must state whether the comments are personal opinions or are based on a specific criteria. The categories that Comunicar uses to classify a reviewed manuscript are: A. Rejection, due to the deficiencies in the text indicated by the reviewer and justified quantitatively and qualitatively in a recent explanation. The report must be more thorough if the authors score less than 40 out of a possible top score of 50. B. Acceptance with no further revision necessary. Or C. Acceptance conditional on further revision, extensive or minor. In this case, the type of revision required must be clearly stated, with comments specifying which pages and paragraphs need to be changed. The external reviewers follow the public manuscript evaluation protocol to assess the scientific and technical merit of the article. In short, Comunicar is a journal endorsed by the scientific community. It adheres to a clear and transparent public criteria in its selection of manuscripts with a guarantee of quality and excellence.